Look, I'm really proud of our defensive effort. Defensive rebounding today were the focal points for us, and it was the reason we won the game. So I'm proud we were able to lock into that game plan. It's kind of an ugly game. I wish it was prettier as far as making shots. But out-rebound Troy, hold him to 52 points, hold Zay Dyer to no field goals. I'm good with that. That effort is really, really it's terrific effort in my mind. Really good team effort. And, I'd love to score 85 points. But, that defense and that rebounding effort will win us a lot of games.
Yeah. Was it a particular focus on Dyer, or was it more of like a team? Because we've talked about this before. You've had some teams that like really take a lot of joy in shutting down the leading scorer. Like, is this one of those groups that maybe kind of puts a target on somebody?
No, I hope it's becoming. I think some matchups are better than others, but I do think it was a great effort. I think we made everything hard, but I think she still missed some shots, right? And so I don't want to sit here and say we had some Superman effort. It was like just attention to detail and where she wants to go, what she wants to do. We got her in foul trouble, which helped as well with her rhythm. But it was specific, yes and no. I don't want to give you too much. She better be listening to this for later. No, I just thought we want to make everything hard for her and Wagner, and we wanted to keep Wagner off the offensive glass, which, again, Zay has no offensive rebounds and Wagner has one. That's unbelievable effort. So specifically, those were the two we really focused on. We did not focus as much on Baez or Bree Jackson. Bree Jackson has 21 rebounds, awesome performance. And I recruited Bree, and I talked to her when she left ODU, and I got a lot of respect for her. Her dad was here today too, so she had a great game. But we really focused on a couple things: transition defense, the glass, and then Zay and Wagner. And I thought we accomplished those goals.
And you talk about your defense, but I think their first miss, they showed the trap, and I don't know if they got back into it since you handled it, and you had when it's Peyton and Ashante getting a lot of your rebounds and they can kind of dribble down the court. Was that something that maybe you kept them from doing, or do you think they were maybe just kind of flashing at you to see how you responded? Or?
It's funny. I expected more press, I guess. I did. But, yeah, I think when Shanti gets a rebound and can, fly down the floor, I'm telling her go. I'm like, don't pass it to anybody, because it's so hard to stop that. As a four with her speed coming down the floor, I want that every time she gets a rebound. How many rebounds? She has 7 rebounds. I want 7 fast breaks, because I do think unless they get a trap properly, she makes good decisions most of the time. And, again, she had a rough day today. But I don't know if we were talking about as a staff, I think even late they put the press on and Zakiya went through it pretty much. And I think it discourages pressing, right? And that's just how it works, right? I thought Troy, again, they did, but would throw a lot of different stuff at us. And depending on how you handle it, you'll see more of it or less of it, right? And I thought with the press, we just did a good job. And we were ready for that. And I thought they would, again, do that to try to maybe speed us up and shoot. And maybe it's, hard to press. 21 points in the second half. They couldn't quite get settled, I thought. But, I don't know. It definitely helps when Barnes gets a rebound. I'll tell you that.
Throughout the first half, perimeter shooting, not to your standard, I would expect. Yeah. What was it that you were seeing out there offensively? Because throughout the first, it just seemed like it was just a struggle to be able to find a lane to drive to, baiting to take threes. What kind of started to change in the second quarter?
Well, you're exactly right. I thought the first quarter, and that's what we thought they would do, in a sense, was pack it in. They doubled Susha. They made it hard for Susha. But it's similar to what I just said. If Ashanti makes her first 3 threes, what do they do now, right? And she didn't. She missed her first 2 and then, comes back. Either way, I thought we just became more aggressive. And so both, if I'm not mistaken, both the second and the third quarter, we were in the bonus pretty early in the quarters. And, that really helped us gain confidence with, getting to the free throw line. And even though you're missing 6 free throws, I just thought it helped. So I thought we became the aggressor second quarter. We were the aggressive third quarter. And when you're the aggressor, I think it benefits us. And I think the rebounds always show me if we're the aggressor or not. And today we were. 15 offensive rebounds for us must be close to a season high, I would bet. No? All right, John, it's okay. I got you. But it just felt like that I thought we were aggressive in all aspects, and it took us a second to get going. What I really like about this team right now is like there was no panic. I didn't have to call a timeout. They were saying to each other like, "Hey, we're good here. We're good," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're good, but let's go." And we just chipped away at it. There's a lot of possessions in a Troy game, and I thought we did a good job really keeping our composure with that.
With that kind of calm mindset throughout timeouts, do you think that's kind of attributed to the strength of schedule that you built with non-con, playing Notre Dame, Texas, NC State? And also on top of that, have there been any traits outside of just the staying calm and collected that you've seen from this team from playing those games?
Yeah, I just think it's confidence in our group, right? So we talked about it a little bit today. It was like, I don't believe there's anybody out there in our league that has been more prepared for these battles, right? And because you're at Villanova down 9 in the fourth, you come back and win. You play an extremely fast, athletic Florida team, and you're able to beat them. You can take your experiences with your losses, right, with Texas, Notre Dame, even NC State. It's like I thought we've done a good job keeping our poise in those losses and learning from them versus kicking a chair or a trash can or something like that, and taking those experiences. And I think it gives you maturity. I think it gives you experience and confidence that you can handle almost anything somebody's going to throw at you.
Yeah, along those lines, the players were talking about how they got behind against Florida and Villanova. And I don't know if they mentioned it, but even Texas, after you got behind, you played them even for a good chunk of that game.
Yeah.
Did you kind of get the sense when it's 12-0 really quickly that it was kind of like, well, no big deal, this is nothing?
Yeah, it's just I hate this. It's like every run that somebody makes is different, right? There's runs where you're like, wow, we're doing everything wrong, timeout, right? This one was like, yeah, they made that three, okay. We got a good three. They made another shot, we got a good shot. I just never felt like it was out of control. And I looked up, I was like, man, okay, it's getting there, but I just never felt overpowered, right? There was it the Texas game? I called the timeout and we settled in 11-0 or something. So I just never felt overpowered, and I think maybe that gives them confidence too. It's like the old Phil Jackson thing, right? Phil Jackson never called a timeout. It was like, get yourself out of it. I don't know exactly, but I just never felt over. I thought we were getting good shots, and we weren't making them early, and it didn't help to start. But yeah, you come back second quarter and beat them by 7, and we're tied at the half. It was, 9, and I just thought it's just a really good bell answered from our team.
You're talking about getting good shots, and I think Susha in particular. I don't know what her field goal percentage is now, but I know for the season it hasn't been what you expected. And
yeah,
today, I mean, she was kind of putting on a clinic with her post moves today.
Great moves.
And missing a shot.
Great moves.
Is there kind of a sense that, especially when she finishes 4 for 10, which is acceptable by the end of the game,
sure.
Is there kind of a sense that maybe she's eventually going to kind of break out?
Yeah, I've told her, and I thought she had started to break out from the NC State performance to this one. She came out after the first stint, and she knew she'd missed, I think, 3. And she said, "I'm sorry." And I'm like, "No, stop being no. Come on, man, take a breath. Come on back in." No, there's no sorries. You're making great post moves. You're getting good shots. That's part of what my calm was. I definitely think Susha's breaking out, and I don't know when. I think she's challenged herself to expand her game so she can do better against a Breonna Jackson, right? Who has the height and the girth as an advantage to Susha, right? So we've been working on it, and I thought the 3 at the end of the half was going to go. I think she deserves that. That was the right one to take. I told her I wanted her to take at least one a game. But she was doing great, man, and it's she almost has a double-double. She doesn't play perfectly, and you can say Breonna Jackson won the matchup, sure, but I put that on our team, not all on Susha.
I know whenever you play in these type of physical games, sometimes the best contributions come from ones that maybe you didn't expect. Angela Williams in the second quarter, it kind of felt like the tide really shifted with one of our offensive rebounds, leads to a and one. What was she providing that kind of helped bring that spark?
I'm glad you brought that up because she was a spark, and we needed it. And it's been hard for me because she just has some freshman things that does daily that, like, as a coach, right, you want to feel good about, hey, I'm going to give her these 22 minutes. And you watch her in practice sometimes, like, get in the stance. Like, come on now. But she's a baller, man. Every time we've put her in, if I give her some time, she produces. And you're exactly right. She got the offensive rebound, put back. She hits the three. And it was after Shanti had gone through the cold spell of it. And the only problem is she's not in great shape yet, so she can't play long periods of time. But I looked out there in the early fourth, and she's out there. And it's like I was okay with that. So she deserves a lot of credit. She's our player of the game. Plus 16 was her plus minus. So I'm proud of her today, especially after sitting the first quarter. Sat the whole first quarter and came in and provided us a really, really needed spark.
And then I kind of wanted to also follow up a little with the mindset, the approach, the team's cool, calm collectiveness. Have you seen that from teams past before, or is this something that you really haven't seen much of?
No, it reminds me that the 1920 team we had, that team was like so unfazed. Now I had to like get after them a couple times, like let's like pick it up. But when they decided, they knew when to pick it up, and they did. That was Coop, Smalls, and Lex, and Jackie Benitez, and Kiki. So it reminds me a little bit of that. Not the same team at all, but it reminds me that team knew when to turn it up and to coast. Even though I don't ever want them to coast, but it's what 18 to 22-year-olds do.